loves, it's Sarah with Obadiah's, and today I am going to be doing some baking in the luxurious Firebelly Razen Wood Cook Stove. So I'm excited to do some baking in this stove. Overall, so far I've been very impressed in the overall air control of the combustion chamber, the firebox. So I think it's going to bake pretty even. Today I'm actually going to be baking fish and potatoes. I'm not really the best baker when it comes to like breads and baked goods. I prefer to like bake my dinner. So anyways, I will be doing baked potatoes, which I just have wrapped in tin foil, and then I will also be cooking up some trout. On my trout I have garlic, pepper, dill, chives, and some butter. So I just thaw out the fish and then just put it in the pan here. It's kind of a thin fillet of fish, so it'll actually probably cook pretty quick. So I'm gonna put my potatoes in first. I feel like I'm gonna get this question in the comments. No, I did not catch this fish. Although I certainly wish I did, because I know we have all kinds of amazing trout fishing in Montana. However, it turns out like fishing is pretty skilled trait. I've tried my hand at it and it's like I never catch anything. So if you've got tips on how to fish, let me know, because I'd like to do some more of that. So anyways, I'm gonna give you guys some temperature readings on the baking oven. My stove has been running for approximately an hour, but I actually just activated the baking oven just now because you do want to make sure that you have a good hot fire going before you activate your oven damper. Otherwise, you're going to smoke out your oven and you're going to get a lot of creosote buildup. Also, this particular stove has pretty tight air combustion as well. So if you don't have a good fire going and it's just kind of like barely going in there, barely lit, and you activate your oven damper, it'll actually cut off your airflow enough that it can smoke out the stove and cause your glass to turn black and nearly put the fire out. So just keep that in mind. Always get your fire burning nice and hot before you actually go to activate the oven. So I'm going to give you some temperature readings on the stove. Again, the stove's been burning about an hour, and I just activated my oven damper, but the oven does actually get fairly hot without actually activating your oven damper. So I'm going to give you guys some readings. So for the cooktop, my center cook plate is at 390 degrees. So the back middle is about 280. The front middle is closer to 150. The back corner over the oven is about 220. Middle over the oven about 140. Front over the oven about 107. So this front corner right here is going to be your coolest temperature area if you are doing something like a slow simmer. And your cook plate here, and also like pretty much this cook plate. Oh wow, it's reading higher. Okay, 410 degrees on my cook plate right now. So that is always going to be your hottest area, directly over the firebox. The top front of the oven will be your coolest area for cooktop measurements. In regards to the oven, we are showing about 325 degrees on the exterior thermometer, and I will give you guys some internal readings. Back of the oven, we are at 565 degrees. Top of the oven, 600 degrees. Right hand side of the oven, 530 degrees. Left hand side of the oven, 548 degrees. So that's fairly good temperature range. Actually, let's check out the bottom. Bottom of the oven about 350 degrees. So definitely our external thermometer is off, which is pretty standard. It's pretty hard to get a good thermometer that's going to give you super accurate temperature readings. So if you're an avid baker and like your temperatures really matter, I don't know, maybe you're baking souffles or something, definitely get one of these. These digital thermometers, you can literally pick them up for like $20 at your hardware store. Ace, Lowe's, Home Depot, anyone sells them. Super handy to have, especially if you are new to wood cooking and wood baking. You can also get an internal thermometer as well that you stick on the internal area of the oven, which will give you a more accurate reading. So definitely keep that in mind. Also, that oven pretty much got that hot before actually activating the oven damper. So if you're baking something at a lower temperature, like a 350-degree temperature, this fire that I have going right now would honestly be too big for that. So as you can tell, our oven is in that 500-degree range, but I'm doing potatoes and fish, so it's actually going to work out for me. Breads, cakes, things like that, you definitely want to build yourself a minimal fire, and may or may not even need to activate your oven damper control. So, you know, like I said, you don't activate that until the fire's been burning for a while, so you kind of want to gauge it. That's why you have one of these. Get your small fire going, see where you're at before you activate the oven. If you're baking at a low temperature, you might not even need to do that. So definitely keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm going to start by putting my potatoes in the oven right now. I think these are going to take just a little bit longer than my fish will, so that's what I'm going to start with, and then we'll go from there. Okay, and I'm going to put my trout inside the oven. So this is kind of more of the level of what your fire would look like if you're baking at a lower temperature. So again, breads, cakes, that sort of thing. Definitely remember, don't over your fire because don't overfire your fire because it takes a while to get the stove to cool back down. Okay, so it's been long enough. I'm gonna pull my potatoes and the trout out. Ooh, it looks good. Definitely sizzling in there. Oh yeah. Definitely done. And that's actually a really good temperature for the fish because it is not overdone, but it's nice and crisp. Ooh, and those chives on the top look tasty. All right, cooking and baking in the Razen stove was a success. Scallop squash, awesome. Potatoes turned out perfect. They're still nice and moist and soft. Ooh, but look at this fish, you guys. The trout looks cherry. Perfect, delicious dinner on the wood cook stove. The trout is amazing. Seriously, so good. I hope that you guys find these cooking, baking videos helpful. I have other videos on this model about how to actually light your fire and how to do your first burn, so check those out. If you guys like our content, please don't forget, just give that video a thumbs up. That really helps me out. Share them with your friends. Subscribe to our channel. Thank you guys so much for all of your support on our videos. I hope that they are helpful for you. God bless and have a wonderful day.